description part?
Yeah.
No?
First explain it, yeah.
Okay, so for those who are watching online, if you click on the description section, you should be able to look at the verses that are going to be behind us on the projector screen.
Yeah, if you don't see the verses, the meaning of the verses on the screen, they can get them. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. اللهم استخدمنا في خدمة القرآن والإيمان والإسلام بالسعادة والسلامة والصحة والعافية والإخلاص والصبر والسكينة. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم نور قلوبنا بنور الإيمان والقرآن والإسلام وبمعرفتك. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. Inshallah, we are going to start the chapter in original language, Takathur, and the meaning, because I greet for more amusement, maybe even just to enjoy the time, pass the time. That's what they call pastime. But title is taken from a word in the chapter, so when we study the verse related to us, we will concentrate on it. We have to remember that this is the 16th chapter. They are mostly short chapters and revealed towards the end of the first, but they say, I don't know, I rely on the narrators or the historians. Everybody relies on the historians in this subject, in this matter. But it is not important, but content-wise and style-wise, it is obvious that it belongs to the early part of the prophetic mission in Meccan period. The significance of it, when we start studying any new chapter, we reiterate this point, that how the Quran really gave a shape or constructed the minds of the people, now us as well. It is not only for those people who lived, yes, including who lived during the prophet's time, but including them, of course, every time and every place is the addressee of the Quranic teaching. So it is obvious we have to start from there. It means before everything, we have to go through the journey as the Quran goes or takes us. Without establishing these really very abstract matters, we don't really go further in religion. What do I mean by abstract matters? If you like, directly related to our worldviews, what we see, what we understand from our life, from our existence, what is the nature of this creation or this universe, if you don't like the word creation, this existence, what is the point in existing? This kind of questions need to be answered, responded. Otherwise, claiming religion or a religious person or being belonged to a particular religion without establishing one's meaning in his or her existence, my understanding, is pointless. I mean, just isn't that enough? No, no. It doesn't have anything to do with the reality of your being. Without addressing this kind of question, answer, whatever you do will be just following a certain fashion of the community or the society or your family culture, this kind of family tradition. That's why when we look at the Quran, it deals with, we have been studying this. This is the 16th chapter of the Quran that we have been studying, from the very first related chapter until the 16th. We see that only these kind of subjects are studied. To do with what we hear about religion in the air. This kind of things related to religious matters. Talk about the meaning of existence, they say that studying, is it a philosophy class? Or what are we doing? Yeah. And if you talk about human life, etc., is it an medicine, or studying medicine or human health or something? They don't see that the meaning of life is the very foundation of the teachings of the Quran, not necessarily the teachings of the Quran. All the revelation establishes this, and also it is the very foundation of human inquiry. Why are we here? If I don't know why are we here and just copy paste the cultural information and say, oh, God created us. Are you joking? I know that. I believe in it. Doesn't mean anything, because it needs to be explained, and it needs to have a satisfied mind and heart, the feelings that really my existence is purposeful, consciously arranged, and I have to reach this purpose in my existence. That's why I am here. And especially without establishing this kind of things, doing some sort of activities in order to make an investment, the eternal life. Oh no, well, you don't know. It may happen. It may be true. What the religion is, and our religion is the best. I don't know. I haven't seen anyone who follows any kind of religious tradition did not claim that his religion is not the best, but the second best. No one says that. So we shouldn't cheat ourselves, if you like, by claiming that, oh, because I have faith, my religion is the best, or our religion. They cannot say why. This kind of people cannot say my religion. But they say our religion, because they lose their personal identity and become a part of a society, and no one is responsible to give an answer to this question. What is your religion? Because if I say, saying that, for example, one example, Feria, can you turn the light on? For example, if I say, I think the light needs to be turned, no one really takes the responsibility because it needs to be turned. No one says that it is my responsibility, because it is to the common people. So when we say we believe in such and such thing, without really defining what we means and where you stand in that we concept, and don't address yourself, it means nothing. Again, it means really you don't have solid foundation for your claim or for your understanding. You are just joining in there, if you like, in this sense. Don't misunderstand and feel insulted. Joining the herd. Yeah. Somebody tell you something, don't go there. That's very interesting. 1,000 sheep in a herd is controlled by a dog. A dog, shepherd's dog can take care of it. A dog, you don't have to be a more intelligent person than you. So this is called mob psychology. Doesn't take human being to anywhere. It turns the human beings to a sheep. Yeah. It is very unhuman. It is insulting to one's humanity, human side. It's a very dangerous thing to, not only dangerous, it's a reduction for one's human reality. If you question it, if you really think about it, you say, I don't want to be a sheep.
Just to emphasize, what you're saying is that you shouldn't be following a trend or where majority is going just for the sake that it's majority that's doing something.
But you happen to be in it.
Well, that you happen to be in it, but you should be doing what is inherently right in what you believe in.
Your decision.
Irrespective
your
of
personal decision.
Right. Irrespective of that, if that decision happens to be someone else's decision as well.
It doesn't matter. It is his decision.
Right.
Yeah. If someone, when you are hungry, that's a typical example, when you are hungry, if someone eats, will you get satisfied? So it's nothing to do with you. You have to satisfy yourself. So if a human being asks this kind of questions and said that, oh, this person has the answer, what does it mean?
I don't know.
It is nothing for you. You have to satisfy your own needs, or you have to address your own questions. That's human questions. But if you never ask, that's something wrong. If you never ask, what am I doing in this world? What does it mean for me to exist? And you don't realize that there's a question there. And you just step over this question, fundamental question, the foundation of your real humanity, and identify yourself with the identity of the community that you belong to. You didn't choose your community, did you? Did you choose your family? I didn't choose. I found in it. It's not my choice. It doesn't answer any of my questions, does it? For example, my family has been doing this. All right? You just found yourself in it. I'm not using the word even created because it needs to be explained. Yeah, that's not our subject now. So you found yourself there, you grow, and you started realizing or becoming aware of the conditions of the family life. When you reach a certain age, you say, my family does this. And you start questioning. But of course, in fact, we know that those people who notice the life of the children, when they reach the age of 3, 4, what's the most common language they use?
That's mine. That's mine.
That's mine and something else.
No.
No.
Why?
And also why. For example, don't do this. So, why?
Mm-hmm.
And I will do it. And no, don't do it. No, I will do it. Just because they are developing human personality. It is within. It comes up. Yeah, that's correct. No, that's correct. Mm-hmm. To say no, that's a mind. To say no, and keep asking questions. For example, if you say, don't go to this room, the first thing what they say, what? Yeah, especially when you say something which is not palpable, material, plausible for them. For example, don't do that. God doesn't like it. Yeah. Why? What's God? Who's God? Can you show me? Yeah, of course, I remember from my own life experience, family life experience, growing up with children. So they always require, but they don't get an answer from the family. Usually don't get an answer. Yeah? Don't get, God doesn't like it, for example. You shouldn't do that. Right? The children says, why? No answer. They say, you will be punished for this. Where? They ask question. And no answer, usually no answer. At the end, they get despair and, if you like, kill this tendency for inquiring the reason behind anything we say, anything we do. Kill it. Then we start imitating the family culture. That's how it happens, not only among Muslims, but particularly so among Muslims, in a Hindu society, in a Christian society, or, all the religious traditions based on this kind of attitude. So, if you really follow the revelation chronologically, you find that nothing really specifically is talked about as far as the practical life was concerned about religion. As we know, religion. It sounds as if it's a philosophical book. And, if I say only philosophy book, it may be a little bit reduction or less overemphasized. What's the opposite of overemphasized? Less emphasized. Underestimated, yeah. It is a psychology book. Deciphers human psychology, where the weaknesses are. For example, this chapter we are going to study is just analysis of the human psyche. This chapter. Now, for example, the chapter before this we studied, it was the same. Again, how we treat the world, how we treat ourselves, how we really organize and administer our human feelings. Here we come now. Yeah. Look, the first verse. Where is our reciter? If you like, slowly read all of them you see on the screen. I don't know whether you know Arabic or not, but you will see the harmony of the language, beauty of the language. If you understand a little bit Arabic, you really like it, and you understand why it is easy to memorize.
Did you say if we
Yeah.
reduce the Quran to a psychology book, an analysis of
No,
psychology?
philosophy book only.
Oh, so then we underestimate.
Plus, it is not that we can say the Quran is a philosophical book. No, philosophical and psychological content book. Okay. Both, not really alternative to each other. Lots of philosophy is going on. Lots of interpretation of the existence you can find in the Quran. What is the nature of this universe? Isn't that the main topic of the philosophy subject? What is the nature of our existence? What is the purpose of our existence? Yeah, this both philosophical and psychological combination is the main backbone of the teachings of the Quran are really bedrock, foundation. Everything is based on. Even later on, we will see that the organization of the societies and some rituals described in the Quran will be based on this. For example, you perform a ritual without really realizing the foundation of it. It means the meaning of your being in this world, and how are you going to utilize your meaning in order to reach the purpose of your existence. Then you perform rituals, I don't know, for the sake of rituals, because it is your, again, family or community culture. Mostly, it's not 100%, but generally, it is the case as far as I can see. So,
ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين.
yeah. Let's read all the verses, the meaning of the verses you see on the screen. Although meaning is just a literal translation, but not really, I'm not saying wrong, but not really precise, because every word needs another sentence or paragraph to explain. Almost, especially these technical words, like الهاكم, like التكاثر, like مقابر, like علم اليقين. Yeah. So read all of them and see the context now. What is it talking about? Somebody slowly articulate. Somebody.
You are obsessed by greed for more and more until you go down to the graves. No, indeed, but soon you shall know. Again, no, indeed, but soon you shall know. No, indeed, if you only knew with the knowledge of certainty.
Yeah. What is this about? Sorry?
Materialistic gains in the world, like money, status.
No. Don't interpret it.
Oh,
What is it about? Is it a physical subject? Physics? Not physical. It was a wrong thing. It is something to do with physics? Is it something to do with religion? Is it something to do? Well, it is something to do with life philosophy. Which one?
philosophy.
And how human emotions respond to this philosophy. And the Quran says, prepare yourself to answer these questions so that you will have some sort of background for your further explanations. These are just the foundations. Yeah, building blocks, foundations, but foundational building blocks. They call it infrastructure. These are the first revealed chapters are infrastructure of the further part of the revelations in the life of the Prophet. But it is, in fact, that is the life of the Prophet. That is it. That is done. That is gone. Now, this is my life. So come to your life. Now, these are the foundations. If you don't do that, or on the surface, whatever you do would mean nothing. But meaningless, I mean. Yeah. What we do usually, this very simple and also common, example used traditionally. Having a house, foundation is not based at all, based on, in the description of the Quran, it's interesting. A house, a building built on the sand by the shore. Yep. Do you remember this verse?
So metaphorically saying that it's built off of a foundation that's weak.
Weak, did you say?
Weak, yes.
Not weak. It's no foundation. So by the shore, on the sand, you build a castle. But it's bound to fall. And try to decorate the castle. Paint it beautifully. What are you doing? So really, we have to first establish the foundations, and then you can do something on top of it anytime you want, gradually. If you have time, decorate it. Yeah. But make sure that this building is not going to collapse soon. Yeah, when the waves come. Sure. Now, for this, the Quran prepares the human psyche. Now, ألهاكم التكاثر. You know, إلها لهويات is vain vain things that we keep ourselves with, amusement, but temporary amusement, not really human enjoyment, but temporary, giving a kind of temporary pleasure, having kind of temporary pleasure, is no remaining. That's time. There's nothing remained with your humanity. It didn't answer to your human expectations. So, keeping yourself busy, passing the time, or means kathra, but making it on top of each other, making more and more and more. Yeah. For example, kalam is one word. Takallum, the same structure of the Arabic language. It's simple. Everybody knows it. So it means continuously speaking, takallum. But kalam is using one word. So takathur is continuously putting on top of each other, but as you put it, it disappears. It disappears. Any enjoyment for the sake of enjoyment disappears. It's something that human beings ask. Are we going to enjoy our life in this world? We like enjoying. That's what we are here for. You know, are we going to have a miserable life? No. No one says you have to have a miserable life. Especially the Quran emphasizes that you cannot make life horrible for you. You cannot deprive your life or yourself from the bounties of God. You have to entertain it. You have to enjoy it. Yeah, all right. But what are we talking that? No amusement? Yeah, no amusement for the sake of amusement only, without answering or satisfying, but without having a response to your human expectations. So, for example, simple example, my best example I use almost every class. You are hungry, you eat. Yeah. Okay. If you eat it just for the sake of eating, what happens? 6 months later, you get hungry, and you say, okay, it is done, finish, I have to do it again. Aren't you going to eat then if it is just greed upon greed, as the translations say, by greed for more and more. Today, I ate this, tomorrow I will eat this, another thing, I will taste. Okay, for what? To satisfy. Very easy distinction, very oft-repeated distinction in our classes. What is that? You feed your stomach, and your body is healthy and satisfied. But are we bodies or no? Do we consist of bodies, or we have expectations? Humans needs what? Rational conviction, emotional satisfaction, and a future which satisfies your human expectations. Right? Of course, we have an objective for us until I die. What's wrong with it? Because if I describe myself and define myself as someone who is for a satisfaction until he or she dies, and after death, that our human side accept that, seeing that everybody dies, that's one thing. But do we want to live, to enjoy our existence, to entertain ourselves, only I die? Or ask yourself, beyond, consult your human senses.
Why are those two the only options? Why is it till I die or beyond? Why isn't it all time now?
Now, it is important for now. It is important that we are going to be resurrected and taken into account, and God, which is an angry God with the frown face, saying, come here now. I don't know. This is what they say. I don't know. Not first. Yeah? Let me see what the meaning of life is for me. This kind of things, not I will decide about it. But first I have to understand and I have to experience. Now, in order to experience this, which will happen in the end, if we limit our existence to the period of time between our birth and death, then, of course, this suggestion that entertain yourself after you die is valid. But can we say that our capacity, human capacity, now, nothing to do with religious threats that we hear? If you do this, if you don't follow this, you will go to hell, and the hell is eternal. That is religious threat, to speak really squarely. And yes, this is a religious threat. Is it true or not? How do I know? I have to experience now. I have to experience now that, oh, that's how I am. I am a candidate from my feelings for eternity. I cannot imagine that I will be satisfied with my existence if it is limited even 1 million later, 1 million years later. Am I satisfied with this idea that I am happy if I entertain for myself for 1 million later and afterwards go into annihilation? Ask yourself, think about it. But why we don't do that, although we may claim that we are believers in religion. But in our mind, something is there, seeing the life, reality, I'm using this word kind of purposefully, reality, I am in this world only until I die. How? Because I observe it. Everybody comes to a certain point and they die. But is it really true that existence, my human feelings, can get satisfaction through within existence or more? Consult yourself. If someone doesn't question his or her own expectations without conditioning himself, herself, he will say, I don't want to be old. I don't want to get aged. That's why people keep playing with their appearances to look younger, 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 more beautiful, more handsome, more attractive. That's what we have been doing. Why? That is innate in us. We want to have a longer period of pleasure, if possible. Ask yourself. This is my theory. And I really experienced this theory and applied this theory on many cases. I feel it works. If it is possible, would you have a young or the youth? Do you call it youthness? Do you call it, is there such a word?
Youthful.
Youthness. Being young.
Youthful.
Youthful. Yeah, not youthful, not useful. Okay, I confused that one. Would you prefer a young person as you are, or you were? For me, you were. As you were at the age of 20. If there is a medicine or any means of medical treatment or something, and if they ask you, look, if you take this medicine, you will remain young forever. How much do you pay for it? No, nothing. You won't pay. Okay, it's a good response. You will remain young forever if you take this medicine. So, will you take this medicine? No. Why?
I want to watch everybody I know grow old and mature when I wouldn't.
Did you get the last piece?
What depends on what last is for you.
Whatever she said.
Should I repeat the whole
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Okay, she said she wouldn't want to.
Mhm.
She wouldn't want to.
Sorry,
She wouldn't
Problem.
want to be.
I don't want to be, but I am. Okay.
If I understood her correctly, she said she wouldn't want to witness other people grow old when she herself is like
Her people
young.
that she loved
Sorry?
grow old and die.
But they can.
But
They are going to be young as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's possible because
I mean,
it is
depends,
so
yeah.
cheap medicine, but when you take it, you will never get old.
But I still die.
Sorry?
Is it eternal life or just eternal youth?
No, here, eternal use in this world. And you will enjoy no complaint in your life. Everything as you want. Would you like to be, for example, don't take it personally because it's a bad example. You lose your eyes after 13 years so that be better blind. Would you say? No, it's human. That's why I say if someone not coming from a certain religious background, well, you cannot say to them, they just throw what they learned from, or not learned, they heard from their cultural background. But if someone really searching, there are people searching for the meaning of life, therefore, for a religion, if it is a religion or a philosophical theory, whatever, they were looking. I said, look, don't be about what, because they speak of Quran, they go, oh, you speak about the Quran, so you may represent Islamic view. Okay, it's not me, then the best man. No, I'm nobody. I'm not like you and me, an ordinary man. So, okay, tell me about Islam. I said, what are you going to do with it? Why are you asking about Islam? I'm looking and searching all the religions. Why are you searching all religion? Why? Because, I don't know. I want to get some answers for my day. The first thing you have to do is question yourself, understand yourself, who you are, what you are, so that you will understand what you need for guidance. For example, I am looking for a tourist guide. Yeah. Where? In New York. What do you want? I don't know. A guide. A guide for what? Are you going to look for museums, or are you going to look for the best restaurants or the best bars or whatever? Yeah. What are you looking for? So that you will ask the guard for that purpose. Now, I don't know, but I don't know. I am in the middle of Manhattan. I don't know. Well, what do you want? Why did you come here? I don't know. Did somebody drop me here? Do you want to go somewhere? I don't know. But I'm looking for something. But first go and see, study yourself. Investigate yourself first. What I am looking for. Yeah, what I want. It means decipher your own reality, what your expectations are. Life expectations, maybe enjoyments. Yeah, which kind of enjoyment you want? Which kind of entertainment you want? Yeah, you have to look for it. The simple example, always I give this, it works. It is a good criterion for one, he's serious or not. Some people become interested in Islam because they react their family culture, coming from Jewish background or most Christian background and Buddhist background. They found meaningless. It's my life experience. I've seen quite a many people. So they don't like them, and they look for something, but why? Yes, it is innate in human beings to look for a meaning, but if you don't know your own capacity, you don't question your own human feelings. What do they want? You don't know what are you looking for. So most of the people, what they do, they embrace a religious tradition, mostly nowadays Islam, and some people Christianity. Lots of people, by the way, many people from Buddhist background, especially in China, are really converting to Christianity because they offer something. In Buddhist tradition, they have nothing to satisfy human nature in Buddhism. So they offer something. They talk about God for the Chinese people is something superior. What? It is super, not superior power. I don't mean that. It's something amazing. They say about God. What's God? The one who is the owner of the kingdom of God. The universe belongs to him. What kind of thing? They got really excited about it and want to learn it when they come there. And of course, they teach them Christian theory, but based on belief in God, which is the eternal and not eternal, absolute creator. But they may not use the word absolute. Whatever. But they are looking for something, but if someone does not know exactly what he's looking, now I'm not saying the answer, I'm saying about the question. What is your question? Or are your questions? Otherwise, you don't know what you are looking for and what is the answer to your expectations. Okay, you don't have any expectations. Yeah, if a child said, I want. No, okay. What do you want? I want. What do you want? I don't know. I want. It means this child is not satisfied, but he doesn't know what he wants. What he has to sit and the child is okay. They don't really sit and think. But just they're automatically, instinctively, the way they are created, react. But when they reach a certain age, they have to sit there. What am I expecting from this world or my existence? So we have to question what I am looking for, what I really need. But unfortunately, we blind ourselves. We limit our purposes or we limit our horizon with what? Death. Yeah?
Yeah.
I want a house, at least it must be perfect until I die. Afterwards, I don't care. That's what we think. But because without thinking and really trying to analyze the meaning of our existence, we limit our life with material, physical experience. What, for example, my mother used to live, now she's dead. For me, that's it. Finished for her, everything. But come to yourself now and think about it. Are my human feelings satisfied with death and annihilation of my existence? Ask this. Can I be satisfied? But what we do usually, we condition ourselves. What? There is nothing beyond it. But don't misunderstand. In religion, they say after we die, there will be another life. But do you really feel it? No, no. In religion, they say. They keep talking about hell, paradise, heaven, whatever. Eternal punishment, eternal bliss, pleasure. Where? After I die. Are you sure? That's what they say. Yeah? I am a Muslim, I am a Christian. They have not really a strong belief in hereafter, but Judaism also doesn't have a strong belief, by the way. Only the strong belief is established and offered to human being can be found in Quranic teaching. Really. In Jewish people, they don't know. Christian, if you trust your Jesus, you are done. Okay, you are perfect. So those people who don't, they will disappear from existence. This kind of interpretations they have varies. Of course, there are many, many sections and sects in Christian theology, but that's not our task here to compare Christianity, Judaism, Islam. That has nothing to do with reality, just the foundation. First foundation. We condition ourselves. We condition ourselves that life is until I die, But religion says something else, extra. But in our reality, if you like, real life in this world, calculate everything what? Taken for granted, acceptance, not belief, just acceptance that when I die, it will finish. Everything will finish. Yeah? That's what we think. When then make a plan for our future life. Yeah? For example, when say, let me get this job, this Social Security until you die. Social Security takes care of your part. It means I'm fine now. I have Social Security. No, taken care of by the state. State is permanent. So it will last after I die as well. So my life is guaranteed. That's what we do without realizing. It means realizing means really questioning what I really want. Eternal happiness? Is it really one? Do you really want? Now, maybe you are, I saw you the first time in this class. Is it correct or did you come before as well? Well, I don't notice. You did this the first time. Okay, you were saying that no, this kind of things. Okay, very good, excellent. Now express yourself freely. You can say you are speaking nonsense to me. I don't take say, what's wrong with me, not with you. Why didn't I express myself better? Yeah, clearly. That's why I will ask you. Do you have a mother? God forbid, because I'm going to give a negative example. Would you mind if I give a negative example? I'm not going to say that your mother is a bad woman. No, the mother is the best woman in the world. Everybody's mother. Yeah, not for bride. Is the worst one. But for me, it is the best one. But for my wife, it is the worst one. Yeah. That's how the world is relative. So, did she have any kind of ailment, health problem? Not now. Now, do you want her to have one soon? No. Let's assume, inshallah, not. All right? But assumption, do you mind? Some people say, don't give bad example about normal. I don't want to lose her. No, you are right. You are right. I appreciate that. So, but if you don't mind, I will give her. Let's say she has some problems with her lung, as I have. Why?
Because I want her to be better.
The best. Okay, for how long? Let's say she is 80 years old. She's healthy, but there is an illness, disturbs her life, makes it a bit horrible. Would you like to? Mm-hmm. Wow. Let's say, example, Frank answer pleases me. Frank answer. Let's say they take her, you took her to hospital. They said, God forbid, again, God forbid. Do you know Arabic? No, okay, good. I was going to tell this Arabic version of this God forbid. So, God forbid. You took her to hospital. They said, she's 100 years old. She's healthy, but one illness is going to kill her. But the doctors say, look, if you take this medicine, she will get rid of this illness. Will you take it? She's 100 years old. She's healthy. She's not having many life troubles. Okay, but one illness is going to kill her. But if you take this medicine, she will definitely be healed, cured from her whatever sickness, whatever. And will you take this? Medicine, give her. Okay, this medicine is $100. Would you give?
Yes.
No. Okay. $1,000.
Yes.
$1 million. You have the money.
Yes.
You will. What is the end? You are a very rich. I don't know who's the rich man now. I hear somebody is called
Bezos.
Bill somebody.
No, Bezos.
Sorry?
Amazon.
No, it's
Steve
but
Bezos.
simple name. Same as John or something.
Steve.
Sorry?
Steve.
Steve.
Yes.
Okay, Steve. You are Steve. They said, if you take this medicine and give it to your mom, don't be selfish for yourself, your mom. Okay. And your mom will definitely cure. But the medicine is $1 billion. And you have the money.
Yes.
What is the end? As long as you
Where my
effort.
money ends.
I would like to hear this answer. As long as you effort, is there any limit? As long as it is within your capacity, financial capacity, will you pay? What does it mean?
She's rich.
But she is rich.
very
But your mom is 500 years old and you are also young. She is also in this position, healthy, entertaining, and enjoying her life. But one illness is going to kill her, but she is 1,000 years old. And you are able to pay, and the medicine costs you $1 billion. Will you pay?
Is that RMB?
Yeah. Yes.
This is assuming she wants the medicine.
No, because she is dependent on you. I am giving example on your mom, but as far as you are concerned, did you get it? So will you give $1 billion you are able to pay for a medicine which will cure your mom's illness? And you are able to do that. You have many $1 billion. Will you or not? Yeah, the answer is yes, because it is recording. That's why I repeat. So the answer is yes. Is there any limit for it? Now, what are we doing now? Trying to understand our human capacity, not our body capacity. Human capacity. We want somebody else to be happy, and we are ready to sacrifice everything we have, as long as we can, of course, for her happiness. Do you understand? Let alone your happiness.
How do you say that? Okay.
Do we have any limit? Limit is my capacity, isn't it? If it is well beyond my capacity, I can borrow, but it's not enough. Still not enough. You say, I cannot do. But would you like to do if you were? Yes. There is no limit for it. Now you're good. Did you get it? So we have to understand that human capacity is open to eternity, limitless, infinite. That's what we have to understand. That's what we have to go home and think about ourselves. What are our expectations? Do we have any expectations which are limited as far as the enjoyment of life is concerned? First, second.
You mentioned that the whole scenario that we were talking about, you said that you would do this being like you would extend your mother's life for her happiness. How do you know that? Like, isn't it our happiness that
Yes.
gets affected, which is why
Of
we
course.
extend our mother's
Now,
life?
but apparently, her happiness, but her happiness is my happiness. That's what somebody may say, I am being selfish using my son's or daughter's money, so I don't want to. So it may blur the scenario. Now, it is you are doing for somebody else. It means you would definitely do it to yourself, as long as you can do it, right? For example, some people from, financially poor countries, they come here, for example, for a cure or the hospital treatment, but their money is worthless if you compare or transfer it or to dollar. So what they do, they sell their most important real estate there. Well, I've seen many people like that, in order to pay to cure their parents or friends or family members, whatever. It means, look, having a house is important. It's a big estate, having a big estate and with a solid estate is important. But when it comes to entertaining your life, getting pleasure from it, house means nothing. You can easily sacrifice it. Easily sacrifice, even not for yourself, for somebody who is related or beloved to you. Yeah, they call your beloved one. Mother, father, brother, whatever. Yeah. So you can easily. It means that we are going into this subject Takathur now. What is that? Let me see. Come up. Okay. The greed for more and more. Of course, we will talk about greed because the Quran doesn't say greed for more and more. Obsessed by greed. Yes, you have. Actually, we can go on the translation problem. You have to use a language. But it doesn't really obsessed by greed. More and more is okay. Takathur. Endless more. Limitless more. But is it a greed or what? We will talk about this kind of language of the Quran is so, we have to go deeper and deeper. What does it really mean within the whole context of the teachings of the Quran? What was our subject? Now, let's understand this. Yeah. What we are and how. Is there any limit for the satisfaction of our expectations, although without going to the eternal life? Now, in this world, that's what we have to experience in this world, so that we will realize that we need eternity. But there is no eternity apparent in this world. There is no eternal satisfaction in this world, but I need eternity. Either you or you, I don't know your name, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to disclose it. I don't like people disclosing their identity. Let's call it your name. I don't know. Jane. Okay. Jane. No pay or the decker and puts you from behind and keeps you saying, please go ahead, go continue. Oh, what a nice thing. Yeah. No, we don't want pay. But if we limit ourselves to this word only and say that in life consists of only my bodily existence. Although I know my feelings don't recognize my bodily restrictions. That's why we have to die. It means, die means what? Our body. Take out of this limit, the limiting thing, my expectations. It is limiting. Because if I define myself within only or with only bodily existence, my human expectations become totally disappointed, frustrated, and in contradiction. My human side and body conditions contradict. Do you get it? That's what reality. We are experiencing it.
I'm not following. You said my feelings do not realize my bodily limitations?
No, not realize, doesn't accept, doesn't feel in it. It is much more, maybe infinitely larger than body. Body, definitely, physically, we know that body gets older, ages, and dies. Right? Body. If I define myself in terms of bodily existence, be careful. What ends up is the as the second verse says, grave. When you go to the grave, who goes to grave? What goes to grave? Body. Human expectations doesn't have end. But body says, I am a restricting thing for your expectations. Now, I have to leave you alone now. When the body goes to grave, we are free. Is it the continuation of this, follow up this subject, or another question there? But
I can wait.
Okay, but if it is follow up with this,
I just wanted to know why limit the you in the second verse to bodily.
to graves, to grave.
Yes.
Not who goes to grave.
No, why are you looking at graves as literal in the sense? Like,
Yes, no, it is literal. But your body goes to graves and gets rattled.
literally, yes.
Yes.
But why are we taking this verse to be literal?
So, but the body, yes. But have you seen anybody which is eternal?
No.
No, but it means that's what we are here. But can you put, now it's the most important question now. Can you put your expectations, human expectations, into grave in this world? It means, can you give an end? Can you give a limit? No. Although we are living in this physical world. Do you understand this? We are living in the physical world. Yes, we are experiencing it. But my human expectations doesn't have any grave, any end, any limit. Here we are. The example we said, Jane and her mother, doesn't have any limit. So the verse is criticizing this. Criticizing means really drawing human attention to this reality that you are looking for more and more, and for a more amusement in terms of bodily expectations. Then you will realize that your expectations will come to an end, and you will realize that, wow, my expectations came to the end. But you don't have to die to this. After I die, everything's over anyways. But while I am living in this world, be careful, these things are fine points. While I am living in this world, my human expectations don't want the end. It means grave, right? Don't want grave. It means cannot accept grave, which is limitless. But my body automatically means, for the moment, automatically. In fact, it is really programmed in this way. Everybody who studies the biology, as soon as we come to this world in bodily form, human cell starts producing a substance which causes us to age. It is within us. The first day we are born, it is there. Don't study gene. It is there. So they say, hey, you are here on a temperate. What is there? Cell is the foundation of what? Body. Cell is not the foundation of my human capacity. Cell is the foundation of your body. So my body, definitely, we experience here that definitely will go. Definitely will go to grave. Yes, it means die. There is no way to, okay, I've seen it, first. So I have seen it, I'm experiencing it, but at the same time, be careful here, these points. At the same time, I am experiencing not grave for my feelings. I am experiencing eternity for my feelings, and at the same time, I am experiencing grave for my body. Experience, this experiential. Do you get it? Do you understand this? You look positive.
No, I understand it. I was just thinking that,
Yeah.
When it says until you go down to the graves, I was thinking about graves to me represent annihilation, right?
Yes, for bodily annihilation.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I was also
Not sure, but
As in
you are
yes.
saying sure. Yeah, but unless you make the comparison, you cannot be sure. Unless you think about your own reality, you cannot be sure. Unless you say, no, my body definitely will go no way to escape.
when I said
Okay.
sure, I meant that made sense.
No. You
Yeah.
understand me. This is the dialogue, yeah, to make the case clear. But if you notice that your human expectations goes into eternity, yeah, then there is a contradiction. We say this, there is a beautiful contradiction in this existence. Do you remember this expression? How many times we used? Maybe 10 times. Beautiful contradiction in existence. Yeah, people say that this word is the perfect word. No, it's not perfect at all. Although very famous man, very famous in Islamic theology, very famous man said, this word is the perfect word, but he didn't mean according to human expectations, according to his order. But this perfection, I understand this man, Al-Ghazali, famous man, everybody knows him. So I understand this man. In the order that the universe has been established is perfect, but within this order, a part of perfection is my human expectations cannot be satisfied here. It is a sign that I need a word, a kind of existence for my eternal existence. So the order in this way, it means the order which is established on a beautiful contradiction is perfect. Do you understand now? So it needs to be explained. Otherwise, many people oppose, philosophers oppose this Ghazali's theory.
I was just thinking,
Okay, continue. Let's go to this, yours, and then yours. Okay.
okay, I know it's just a small comment. I was just thinking in conjunction with that,
Hmm.
every single moment, any moment of happiness that I have or of satisfaction I have, that moment itself is constantly going down to the graves. It's constantly,
But physical moment.
just, I mean, what do you mean by physical moment?
Now, but because but you take philosophy, so you have to be very careful with your language now. Now, when you talk about moment, it is something to do with this material existence in this world.
Okay.
The time is
Yes.
subject to material existence,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Because time belongs to this universe.
That change.
Existing and changing. So that's what we have to say. Any moment for my physical existence. It means bodily existence.
Yes, yes,
Now,
for
we
my
make the
physical
distinction.
moment. So
Yeah.
if I take a bite of an apple and I enjoy that bite, I mean, almost the instant that I enjoy it, it's also gone.
Which one is gone?
The taste, the pleasure of biting into that apple.
Yeah.
Until I take another bite.
If you attribute, it's a beautiful, simple example. If you attribute the taste as coming from the apple, it's bound to die. But how about the taste? Taste that you got as far as, I have to say, motivating, agitating is a negative word. Positive, inciting your expectation of the taste eternally. It means apple cannot provide it. It is the manifestation place. You are experiencing the taste of the apple, not from the apple. When you make this distinction, it's a fine distinction, yeah? We don't usually practically make it, but what your expectation of happiness, taste, goes to the creator of the apple with taste in it. So you have to look, what is the cause of existence of this apple that put pleasure in it? When you analyze the physical side of apple, any part of apple cannot be the source of taste. But the taste is there. Like our typical example, when you look at a picture or a drawings or a painting, yes, the beauty, the art is on the painting, but the paper and the paint cannot be the source of the, we will continue, art. Do you understand? Paper and paint cannot be the source of the art, but there is an art. Do you see the contradiction? Beautiful contradiction. Do you notice that? What does it mean? There's an art, and the part of this paper where I experience the art, apple, when I experience taste, is there, but apple cannot be the source of it. What is the source of it? The human question. What is the source of taste? What is the source of beauty? What is the source of design? What is the source of a perfect provision, providing everything before that you need, everything to you prepared? The atoms, the particles of the apple, you must be crazy. They are subject to laws, the principles, the order. They have no free will. They have no knowledge. They have nothing. They are just made. They are there. That's it. They have to follow the order. And then what happens now? When you bite the apple, you taste it. But this contradiction that the taste cannot be coming from the apple, but where? You cannot find any place that the taste came from. within the universe. This beautiful contradiction, how the order has been established in a beautiful way. Some materialist people think that this Muslim scholar made this definition of the word as being perfectly created. Said, no, not everything is perfect in this world. No, there are some black holes. Black holes are beautiful, so that when you eat the apple, it goes into black hole. I mean, in their term. I'm not a physicist, but in their term, it goes away, disappears in existence. Every moment disappears. As we experience in this world, every day disappears. Where is yesterday? Gone, black hole. They call it black hole. This is what physically they explain this. The universe has a black hole. No, every moment is a black hole. Passes. Yeah, but they are very narrow-minded people, so I don't care.
What about this greed? Like, what are they talking about in this first sentence?
And that is where we have been talking to make the greed where? Where greed? If you define your being in terms of physical being in this world only, forgetting about your human expectations, you are subject to this description of the verse. Everything together. You see the thread in the following sentences. You are obsessed by greed for more and more until you go down to the graves. Everything is planned. I have to have this amount. I have to have this estate. I have this property, this bank account, this social security, etc., until I die. Okay. But soon you shall know that it is not the purpose of your life. Definitely, you soon shall know it is not the purpose of life, your being. Indeed, if you only live with the knowledge certainty, it means, what is knowledge of certainty? Certainty means we have been talking. We have to be certain what human beings are in reality expecting. If you don't think about it, it means if you don't have the language of the Quran is yaqeen. It means the real human expectation. Yeah? Which is definitely if you near, it means if only you need yourself, you wouldn't be greedy in terms of your physical existence, bodily existence, or your life in terms of life between birth and death. You have to be greedy. Why greedy? You have to look for satisfaction for your human expectations. Do you understand the difference? This verses really tries to draw our attention. I shouldn't be greedy. And I shouldn't be. But I asked Jane, made up name, so nickname, okay? So I asked Jane, she's very greedy about her mother's life and health and enjoyment. What's wrong with it? Nothing is wrong with it. It's perfect. It's very human. That's our reality. But the Quran is not talking about it. Why? Because Quran is establishing that you never thought of your own human reality. So you always took it for granted that the life consists of what? Between, if you like, what is the word for it? Cradle to grave. Yeah? It means birth and death. Then whatever you do within this definition is wrong. You are not the cup call. So wake up. I don't even like the Buddhist monks. So Buddhist monks, that I am going to survive without any need as much as possible. So sleep as little as possible, eat as little, have not at all, own nothing, just live in whatever they call it, convents,
Monastery.
Monk? Monasteries. Yeah. Live there. They said, I don't need anything. So what? I'm not greedy, you see. You are greedy. So that's what they infer. So if you are not greedy, you will be happy without any need of anything until you die. Okay? How about my human feelings? They are so distinction. Where does it come from? Where is the possible source of this taste? What is the message in the existence of this taste? You cannot attribute it to the apple. You cannot attribute to the sunlight. Sunlight doesn't have any taste. You cannot attribute to the dirt and fertilizer, never. Because the best taste comes from natural, human, not an animal fertilizer. You love animal waste. Do you? But you love the taste, which apparently comes from that. Have you noticed? That's the contradiction. Beautiful contradiction. The world is established, the order has been established consciously. Now, have you done your question?
Just one more. When you said that, people who like plan financially about like getting a better job, social security, all that. I mean, that's not a bad thing? Like,
No. What is the definition for it?
Like,
how do you define yourself?
Like me personally?
Yeah. Now, I mean, since you are asking the question, so how do you define yourself? Greedy, asking for more and more, say expecting satisfaction for your life, but until you die. Are you the one real human side, human feelings? In the language of the Quran, your spirit, what makes you a human being, consists of only capacity is limited by, as we said, cradle and grave. Is it the one? So you have to check up yourself. Not in this term, because the yaqeen, certainty, is a language. Ilm al-yaqeen is a language used in the Quran. In various places, in various contexts. Most of the Quran teacher or the students or scholars said this is death. Yeah, so yaqeen means, if you look and read some translations, they will say until you die. And you know that you are going to die now, so you don't have to wait until you die, because you know that you are going to die. This is definite in the conditions of this world. So there is no need to be greedy about worldly life, but you have to have an eternal greed for satisfaction, the satisfaction of your spirit, which is eternal. Who can give it? That's why most of the people, including, I would say, and claim this, not abusing anyone or accusing anyone, even those people who pray are not aware of it. Just they say, my religion says, it is something external knowledge, not yaqeen, certainty within yourself. Just, I believe in that because you are grown up in a culture where say, you are a Muslim, aren't you? You have to believe in the hereafter. Okay, if I don't, you will go to hell. Okay, it's better to believe. Yeah, to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
But you have to analyze it as we have been doing in this class. Now, in order to understand that there is no need to aim at only to get satisfaction bodily in this world. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't eat apple. Excuse me, if you don't eat apple, will you know that such a taste exists and look for the source of the existence of this taste? Yes or no?
No.
You see, you have to get the taste so that you will question the source of it. Where can it come from? What is the source of it? Why I like the taste? That the Quran will change the perspective to real satisfaction for your spirit, it calls it, or soul, ruh, whatever, what makes you human being, right? But we will come here. The last one, we are not going to study that. The last, who is going to read the last? You read it since you are to ask the question. The 8. No, it's here, not here. So, excuse me. I have here, so that's there. The last one, okay? The translation, if you like. If you can read Arabic, read Arabic. Otherwise, read English. Feel comfortable.
Then on that day, you shall surely be called to account for your worldly favors.
It means, look, don't say that, oh, God will take me into account or something. No. ثُمَّ لَتَعْلَمُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعْمِ. يَوْمَئِذٍ, that moment. يَوْمَئِذٍ, not necessarily the people, if only you knew Arabic. Who knows Arabic? A little bit. Yeah. Is there any you are going to be called to account? No. Let us learn. You are going to be questioned about when? What does it mean? يومئذ, on that particular day. What is that particular day? Yeah, when you realize, what am I wasting my time? Why I don't pay attention to the needs of my spirit? Why I don't pay attention to the needs of my human expectations, which is eternal? Where can I find it? Do you think the galaxies can give you eternity? They are big, really big. There are billions of stars in one galaxy only. Do you think? But where are you going to get it? Where are you going to get the taste of the apple? Where? No source for the taste. For example, when you look at the picture or the painting, there's art. Can you deny? No. Where are you going to get the art from? You want art. From where?
From the
Paper?
artist.
Sorry?
From the artist. the
But
one
what is
who
the artist? In the painting, there's no artist.
You can see his work. Or her
But
work.
in the paper, there's no the paper. There's no artist there. Canvas is just a piece of cloth, and the frame is just a piece of wood, and the painting is just a piece of petrol. Originally, but are you going to get the art? You have to search for it. Question your human side, human feelings. The human feelings will say what? What? The art is not from here, from somewhere else. The one who made the art, the artist. There must be an artist. Have you seen? Now you found a piece of art in your house or in the shop. How do you believe that? You haven't seen it. You haven't experienced that somebody, a conscious being, not a human being, but don't say human being, a conscious being is making it. The artistry is there. No, but you know that there must be, in order to answer to my human inquiry, where I am going to get the art. In this, if you like, painting of the universe, there is no artist. What am I going to know? I'm in trouble. Yeah, I am in trouble. Go back, please. Go back.
Oh.
Yeah. So we will study that. The yaqeen, yes, if we define our existence only in terms of body, yaqeen is in this second word, but no, what's that? Okay, okay. In the second verse, maqabir, graves. So, would you like to reduce your life to graves only as a human being, not as your body? Now, do you understand that we have this aspect, human aspect, and the human aspect is operating through body, exactly like the art is functioning, operating through canvas and the paint. What is the difference? I am a piece of art. I have my canvas. Here it is. Even canvas perishes. Art perishes. Artist perishes as well. But the canvas perished. Artist is artist. Art is a completely different entity, separate entity. These are the foundations of religion. If you don't realize, if you don't really work on yourself and realize these foundations, your whole claim for religion is like building a house on the sand by the seashore. It has to collapse. Don't cheat yourself. Now, your question. No, you wanted to say something.
Yeah. Is all desire greed?
Sorry?
Is all desire greed? Is there such a thing as physical pleasure that is separate from greed?
Greed. Sorry.
Is all desire greed? Is the question.
No, depends on which perspective you are looking at it. That's what the Quran is trying to establish. Look, if you reduce yourself to body only, any greed, any desire is greed. Meaningless. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't eat apple. We established this. If you don't experience your bodily needs, you don't see the art. You don't see the quality of the creator manifesting itself there, but it is a temporary base. For example, if you don't have the painting, would you be aware that art exists? Art exists.
If I don't have
the painting at all, no painting, you have experienced no art.
if I've never seen art.
No.
Ever. Do I know that art exists?
Yeah, physical appearance, maybe a sculpture, maybe a painting, maybe an architecture, with beautifully designed. Wherever in the physical world, art is manifested. If you don't experience it, will you know that art exists? No, but you don't experience. Yeah? Sorry?
There is art everywhere.
But if you don't experience it physically, so it doesn't mean that you should destroy your body, but don't be greedy. Give its due, as Jesus said, it's very beautiful saying. Give Caesar's right to Caesar. Give God's right to God. Do you understand now? Give give the due right to your body as much as it deserves until it dies.
Where's
But
the line
give,
between what it deserves
sorry?
and- I don't mean to interrupt.
So-
Where's the line between what your body deserves and what is excessive?
Okay, when you are hungry, eat your food. Yes? Don't say it. No one says that don't eat. God also says eat, drink, enjoy your life. But for what? For what?
For necessity?
Sorry?
For necessity?
For necessity.
For the necessity of what?
Of living?
Body. Body. Are you body? Now we have been talking about that. Are you body?
Yes, but is it greedy to seek out means by which to live that are more pleasurable than others? Is it greedy to walk an extra block for an apple that is more delicious than an apple that is already ready?
No, because you can get more extra tasty, not extra tasty, the tastier apple, experience the tastier form of taste. Yes, but your concern will be what? To get the apple, or, for example, I don't know whether you have any painting hanged on the wall in your house. Okay, why do you put it there? There is art. There is beauty. Yeah?
Yes.
So you enjoy the beauty in it. But this painting, whatever the painting or whatever the framed picture, or not frame, frame. The frame on the wall, you are not keeping it for the frame. You are keeping it for the art, beauty manifested in it. So you are going to have everything from this world for one purpose. The ultimate purpose is what? To get to know all the beautiful manifestations of the qualities manifested in it, which points to its source, which is not within the universe. So by using the word, you are expected to seek, realize, appreciate, and be thankful, and identify yourself with this source. So are you identifying yourself with the frame, or are you identifying yourself with the art manifested in it through the artist? Do you appreciate the frame? Do you appreciate the art of the artist manifested in it? Which one? The art, the artist's artistry manifested in it. That's what you have to be connected to the artist, not the frame for the sake of the frame. Frame is going to definitely get rotten and old, and at the end you will go die. It will die as well.
Won't
So-
the art die as well?
Sorry?
Eventually? Won't the art die as well eventually? A painting will.
Art. Now go back to the. It's good. I like this. Counter argument. Look, go back to yourself. We said we want eternal happiness. Now, it is a sign there, manifested, that I like the art. I like the art. Do you just put a frame, meaningless, no beauty at all, on the wall? Must be art, isn't it? So you are affiliated, you are connected to the art. But it is a means that you see the art. That's why you get the frame. You buy the frame. If the art manifested in it so beautiful, you pay even more. Some people pay for the antique. Millions for one antique, $1 million. Why? The beauty manifested in it, so exceptionally beautiful that they don't want to lose the beauty beauty of the art manifested in it, not the paper itself. No one loves the paper by itself. No one loves the paint. You know, put gallons or different colors of paint, gallons of paint in the house and said, oh, they are beautiful. There's no art. So you don't want it. What do you want to do now? While using your word or the word that desires, the purpose of having it must be attached to the artist. Your spirit must be looking for the artist, appreciating the artist in the language of the Quran, really understanding that your human side belongs to him. He can satisfy it, but he only can satisfy it, but you are experiencing the art in your bodily existence now. But in your bodily existence, art also manifests, right? So keep this relationship. This verse, that's what we have been talking, a long discussion, more than an hour and a half. What are we expected here after you read? I don't want to be a greedy person. No, Quran is preparing the leg. Look, you describe yourself in terms of body, and it is for nothing. You will understand that, that it is not what I expect. I lost my whole existence when I die. But think about it. You are not satisfied with your existence until you die. You look for eternity. Why don't you search? Come, I'll show you the source. Do you understand? That is why these words are, the chapters, first revealed chapters, bases their argument. Will be destroyed. It means everything is destroyable. Nothing is eternal, but you want eternity. Yeah, it contradicts you. That's why it's preparing human psyche to question themselves and understand, what am I living? Why am I living in this world? Question. Now, your question. If it is not satisfied, we can talk about it. Because I promise you.
My question kind of got answered just as we kept talking, but I guess from my understanding, when we're talking about like eternal greed versus like the greed for this world, you can't.
The transient material world itself. Yeah, not the meaning it carries.
So you can both. Is that like if you still have like greed for this transient world, then you can't have like eternal greed at the same time?
Look, the greed means this is my aim, this is my purpose, to have apple. Yeah, it's an example of apple, yeah? To have a house, to have social security. The Quran said this is pointless. This greed is pointless. At the end, you will lose it. So it doesn't mean that you shouldn't have greed. We have talked about it. We have to be extremely greedy about eternal happiness, which is described in the language of the sacred books as paradise, being directly connected to the source. Now, let's complete this section, which is, I really liked it. Now, I need to see and experience art, right? I cannot be the source of art, right? I cannot give eternal happiness to myself. Okay, but I need eternal happiness. when you look at this word, it always calls us, points to realization of what is the source of my satisfaction. It says, hey, you know, when you look at the frame, you connect yourself, not the frame itself, to art. Yes? So you love the frame for the sake of art manifested in it. So you need to see the art manifested there, but in fact, you need the artist to continuously satisfy your need of art. You get it? So this is the way of calling, invitation. Hey, get to know the artist. Hey, get to know the one who is going to satisfy your eternal desires. Don't lose yourself in the paper. You will die in the paper and you will be eternally separated. So there is a beautiful contradiction again within the order of this, the beautiful order of this universe, that we are created or made into a world that we not seek the word, but we seek the word for the sake of the art manifested in it, so that we will connect ourselves to it. So if one says, how do you define your existence? Where do you come from? I come from the one who will satisfy my need for eternal happiness. Yeah? That's why the Quran will introduce a new word later on in the Medinian period, later on, much later on, maybe 14, maybe 18 years later, maybe 19, 20 years later even, introduce that you have a covenant with your Lord. You are needy, he is the one who provides the need, satisfies the need. You are needy, you provide, he satisfies the need. So you have a contact with it. Yep. Do you understand this concept? I am needy, he is the provider. There must be a one who is the provider. So I am connected to it. I am not connected to the apple. I am connected to the taste of it. My body is connected to the apple. Make the distinction. These words are preparation of the ground for thinking. What am I really doing in this world? Am I reducing my existence to existence only? Am I taking note of the need for the satisfaction for my spirit, which is looking for eternal happiness? Art, right? Just the memory is not enough. Let's say you bought a beautiful picture and paid on the $10,000 for it. I really like it. Okay, you looked at it, and the second day somebody really broke into your house and took it away. Do you want to get it back? You've seen it. That's enough. No. I want to have it. I want it. Do you understand? Because you want to remember again and again and again that I love this art. I need it. It is there. Satisfying. I mean, as the mirror, it is there. And the paper is not the source of art. Yeah. So you say that this is I need that one. It reminds me that I am in need of the artist. I am in need of the artist. We don't want to lose it, but of course your spirit, is it true? 8:55? Oh, no, we have to stop. As long as we realize that we are not bodies. So everything will turn into whatever you want to gain in this world is just a means of something which reflects. It is beauty, it is art, it is taste, the examples I'm using, so that I will remember it. Yeah, that's what. Later on, Quran will introduce new words. I am the reminder. Universe is the reminder. Think about the universe. Utilize it, this kind of things. So you can get in touch with the source of all the things you need. Acknowledge it. Worship. It means only you satisfy me, not the apple. The one who created the taste in it, manifested this taste in it, can satisfy you. Apple cannot satisfy you. The Quran will introduce all these concepts, but these are the bases. So we have to realize these bases first. And then you say, I want paradise. Why? Why do you want paradise? Yeah, you have to know why. Make the distinction. If you want paradise, why do you eat then? Or why do you want to have something from this world? What is the purpose? Do you understand? So we have to solve the problem from the root of it. So it is not. So did you get your answer?
Yeah.
So it is not for for nothing. These verses need to be understood properly. That's why when we study this kind of subject, sometimes we spend 1 hour, more than an hour, for one word.
In the next one, it says that you will be questioned about the provisions that were given to you. Like
Yes.
Is that like as a threat? Like,
Sorry?
Is that like a threat?
No. We will study that next
okay,
week.
it's coming next time. Okay.
Next week, this page. Do you have any question for today? Definitely you will know. Definitely you will know. Yeah. If only you knew it, you knew it with the knowledge of certainty. It means really you will understand that, oh, really my ultimate aim should not be the satisfaction of this world at all. But these are the means, okay? Well, that's why the Quran says, who said that you cannot have apples? Exactly. You know, why do you, although, for example, one example, I don't know, time is up, there are many things to talk. The Prophet said that, example, just an example, I am not going to drink honey syrup because it caused some problems among his family, right? And the Quran said, why do you prohibit yourself what God has not prohibited? It means enjoy it. So we have to understand, what does it mean now? Are we here to enjoy honey syrup? No, through honey syrup, we have to enjoy God's grace to us. His art manifested in it. What? So we shouldn't really prohibit ourselves, prohibit honey syrup or honey, whatever you love. Example.
Right.
Yeah. But at the same time, it shouldn't be the aim. Ultimate purpose. Do you understand? You have to go and pay 10,000 for a beautiful frame, put it in your house, but it is not. The frame itself is not the ultimate purpose. Ultimate purpose is to expect the satisfaction of your need for art, beauty. Do you understand the difference? So we have to understand that, yes, I have to have the apple, but my aim is to get the taste. And look for the source of taste and attach yourself to it. That is worship. We will go long way to go. Quranic teaching is very essential, but if you read the translation only, really the sweetness doesn't really appear. But at the same time, it gives some sort of idea, but it may cause, for example, if you read this one, I said, well, how are we going to explain this subject? It looks like as if we shouldn't be really greedy about anything. Yeah, what are we going to do then? Are we going to be a monk? So it's better to be a Buddhist. Why should I listen to you? Buddhist people or Buddhist ideology practices much better than you. Now, practically, I try myself not to be attached to anything in this world. Yeah, is it the solution? So what the Quran is saying then? Yeah, it needs a long time to discuss, but I think somehow in my mind, the subject became clear. Inshallah, we'll continue. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alim al-hakim. Wa akhir da'wahum and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Surah al-Fatiha. Inshallah, I'll see you Saturday and next Wednesday. So for those people who are, so, is everybody in our mailing list? So that you are not. So would you like to be?
Yes.
So that you will know where we are going to have on Saturday classes, etc. Who's going to take care of it? So anybody else? Would you like to be in the mailing list? Okay, you too. Yeah.
Take it out.